Hey guys, Craig here from Out There Touring. Just off again for another couple of days, heading down the South Coast this time. So go grab yourself a drink, kick back on the lounge, and let's see where I end up. Righto, change of plan. We think where we're trying to stay at Jervis Bay is booked out. So we're just trying to make it up as we go now. We're going to find somewhere. Richard's looking, probably got 6 destinations, which I don't know about at this point. But we've just come across this lookout. It's right next to the freeway, and there's this township just down below me here. So it's part of the Grand Pacific Drive from Wollongong and beyond. Have a look at this. So that lookout overlooks Gerringong on the South Coast. Beautiful spot, and I'd love to stop there. Hey, I think I might have stopped there once before. It's a beautiful little town. So we're going to skip that and continue down the coast a bit further. Richard's had a quick look at Wiki Camps and found a couple of other locations. So we're just going to keep heading down, and then when we find a campsite, I'll let you know where we are. It's been a long day, hey. So Jervis Bay, where I was hoping to stay, for whatever reason, they don't open the campground up till Friday. So I think it might only be a weekend campground. The further down the coast we come, it appears as though the harder it is to find a spot. Turn up at a spot and it's a walk-in only, or it's booked out. And this morning when we checked national parks, they weren't booked out. And then the next campground's like $34 a night. So we ended up coming here to Termeil Point Campground. And down this track, which I just showed you, or down the road, it branches off into 2. One being Sunburnt Beach, and off to the right at the fork is Termeil. On the national park site, it's saying that it's fully booked out, yet there's 6 available sites. And this is the problem, I think, that people just go online and book the sites because they're $6 a night. So national parks are happy because they've got their money, and then the people turn around and go, nah, we're not going tonight, we only want to go tomorrow night through to the weekend, but we'll book it so that no one else can have it. National Parks needs to realise first in, best dressed. Let people get to the campground, then they can book it for however long they want. And if those others who are going to come on the weekend miss out, so be it. Whereas at the moment it appears as though people are just booking multiple nights with no intention because it's only $6. But anyway, that's my whinge. Just going to show you now, we're just going to drive in and show you the site. So this is a beautiful location. We're set in the middle of the national park. Just to the west of us, 100 metres, we've got the lake, and then 500 metres to the east of us, we've got the ocean. Plenty of walking trails to get down there. There's drop toilets, and there's also picnic areas. So this is a nice little spot that we've managed to find. Tomorrow I think we're going to go probably another half hour south to a place called Termeil Campground. So we're just going to kick back now tonight, have a few drinks. I think we're going to get the fire going. There's no signs up saying there was fire bans on the way in here, so we're permitted to have fires. So just remember, in a national park, you cannot go and collect the firewood. You've got to bring your own wood in. If you go out and collect firewood from anywhere, there's some serious penalties and fines. So bring your own firewood in if you're permitted to use it. Check the local area, check hazards near me. That app will also tell you what's around or what's happening in the nearby area and tell you whether you're allowed fires or not.
Morning everyone, it's up early this morning. It's 20 to 6 and you can hear the waves. Heard this all night. So I'm just going to go for a quick little walk. There's a walking trail down to the water. Sun's already sort of over the horizon. Just make your way through these little tracks. And stay on the tracks, guys. Don't make your own. It's where the greenies will get upset and they'll end up shutting down all the national parks. So Sunburnt Beach, there's no lifesavers on these beaches. So be careful. If you're not a good swimmer, don't swim here, but you can barely pick out where camp is. Let's go down and have a look at this sunrise on Sunburnt Beach.
How good is this, guys? So, it's not a big beach, but I've got it to myself. It's just one of those spots that, you know, the sun's coming up and you can just sit here and just chill. Now, the plan on being at one of these locations was that we were going to spearfish a bit, but as I said, all night I could just hear the waves crashing, and it's continued this morning. The rock ledge that we looked at last night, or yesterday afternoon, that looked like it'd be a good spot to spear, it's just covered in white water. So I'm not sure if you can hear it or not, but the waves are a little bit sort of loud, but just the birds, and I could hear frogs earlier. You just gotta love this. I'm gonna walk you through here. As I said, it's 12 sites. It's a loop road, and each site sort of goes off that. There are drop toilets, so let's get into it. I think there's also a little picnic area down the back as well. So you can only camp in the located sites. You'll be directed to leave. Fines apply, $300. So you can't just rock up here and camp here. As I said earlier, there's the lake down there. Probably go 50 metres and we get a good view of it, and then haven't actually walked down to the water's edge yet, but it'll be a couple hundred metres. Over that side, I've just taken you down and showed you the beach. What a cracking start to the day. So we're in campsite number 1. Plenty big enough, you get 2 cars in there, caravan in there and a car. Drop toilets over in the corner there. A pathway from the other campsites back across here to the toilet, so you don't have to walk through people's
campsites. Over in the corner here, there's just a car park area for like day use. You've just got other campsites. In the corner over there, there's a billboard or a display board that I'll show you. Just tells you where you are and your walking trails down to the beach or to the lake. We've just got other campsites. That's the trail or the track down to the beach there. And then you've just got multiple little places off to the sides where you can actually, there's plenty of room. Some are a little bit narrower than others. The one I'm just walking past now, it's probably only 6 metres wide, but it's probably 10 metres in length. So we've pretty much done the whole campsite already. As I said, it's just a small loop road. Here's the path coming back out from the toilets. You've got a couple of sites down here off this little track. You've got sites 6 and 7. And same again there, you go down this little road. You've got a couple of sites down there in the corner. Site that backs onto us. And then there's another site just here, which is a smaller site. And then the road back out. Just left where we set up last night. And there was a few people who messaged me and said there's spots available at Sunburnt Campground. So I've just driven down here. I had looked at it, but it is a walk-in only. So basically you park up out here in the car park, grab your tent. So over in locations like there, it's no camping. You can't camp in the car park. So you grab your tent and it's a walk-in. And judging by the sign, there's 10 sites scattered throughout this area. So it's a walk-in, a swag or a small tent, whatever you can carry in, which obviously for my setup, being a rooftop tent, it's not suitable, but these are the setups. Sort of level, and then you just set up however you wish. Just going to go for a walk down to the beach from Sunburnt Campground, and from roughly where we've just driven to where I think the beach, where this is going to bring us out on the beach. It'll bring us out on the same beach that I was on this morning for sunrise, but I'll be just probably a couple of 100 metres north of where I was this morning. Have a look at this. So, that's campsite number 10. It's nice and flat. That's probably the one I would go for. Brings you down straight to the beach. There'll be no spearfishing here today. So that's where I was earlier this morning, down that end. Let's go around this headland. As we just got back to the car, I've seen a car there with a dead flat tyre. So a couple of young guys, young backpackers. So we tried to pump it up for them. It's got a puncture in the sidewall, and as the tyre was pumping up, you could see all the cracks in the sidewall. Anyway, they're young backpackers. So we gave them a bit of a hand and some advice.
I don't think they've ever used a jack before, so I showed them how to use their jack, got them started. Just be aware of your car as well and condition of your tyres. That's what's going to save you or somebody else when you really need them. Right guys, going to wrap up this episode here. South Coast, day and a half, 2 days down here now. Just blows me away already. What a beautiful location. So we're going to head a little bit further south. Not exactly sure of where we're going to end up. Anyway guys, don't forget, like, share, subscribe, hit that little notification bell. Cheers guys, travel safely.